Hello. Haha. Hiya. Hi. Hello, man. I'm good, thanks. I just want to catch up with people today to see if everyone has a good weekend, like in the prediction for the weekend. How's your weekend? Did you get did you get to go out, do things? Hopefully that people will join today. Oh, you were working. Well, I'm sorry to hear. I was seeing one of the girl in our channel yesterday, Victoria. She really nice. And she really kind of like she knows a lot. She only 30, but she kind of like she got quite a good experience because she travel because she living abroad, and so she learned quite a lot of things. It was great. Oh, working is actually good, because sometimes works can give us that kind of distraction. Hi, say. Okay, so only there are two of you so far, but I'm only on for so Victoria block you. How? Where? How she block you in the channel? I don't think she can do that. What do you mean by that, man? How she blocked you? Oh, on her channel. Oh, I didn't know she has a channel. Oh, I need to have a look. She was talking about that. She was thinking of creating something for herself, but she keeps delaying. Is she? Yeah, I was talking to her, and she got quite a good insight about quite similar to the way I see things. Um, I need to check her out. I didn't know that she has a channel. She never say anything, but obviously that she knows quite a lot of things too. All right, okay. Let me have a look. Victory's tea time. Like, okay, let me have a look in my. So as I say, let me have a look because I didn't know. She never say anything. She quite a polite person outside. She kind of like very empathetic. Uh, Vic, Victoria tea. You say tea time? Victoria tea time. Tea time. Victoria tea time. Oh, it's not this is the Vic that it's not our Vic. This is a different person. This is not her. Sec. Let me show. Let me show you the picture of our Vic. Our Vic is very nice. I don't think she has a channel, or else she should have told me. The reason why I didn't post her pic into the channel because she doesn't want to be seen in the public. So this is Victoria. No, so our Victoria is kind of like you know has a nicer face. No, she say that she was thinking of yeah, but I couldn't post a pic because she say that she doesn't want to be seen, so I can only post myself. But I was looking like It's funny. She say that I look so old in the video, and like an old man in the video, but I look totally different outside. I'm so much younger. I said, well, because I was in my short and t-shirt. So, but we had a good day yesterday. Yes, we are matching for the Royal College of Nursing. So they are actually quite popular here, and they're very supportive to the LGBT community. Um, so we were actually were filmed on, and then we were on TV last night. But obviously, that I was in the pub. I was the last one. Um, People, like got drunk because after the marching, we went to the pubs and stayed there until 7 in the afternoon. No, we went to two pubs. Yeah, I think it's a prize season. It's the summer, so like each city will take a day, and it non-stop. So around the world, there's always a prize somewhere. So they register like different days. And the group that organized this for the nursing college, they say that there's another one in 3 weeks, and they wanted to me come again. I say, oh no, no, I'm not a big fan of like marching and things like that. Once in a while is okay, but I think it's but obviously that they lack of people because not many people interested in like doing all these things. It's like a charity work anyway. So people tend to prefer to spend time with family or doing things rather than like spending time for the public activities. And then we went to the karaoke last night, which is brilliant. I was up and singing, and I was a star. The whole pub place likes my singing. But Vic is working tonight, so she said that she couldn't join our chat tonight. Yeah, I was talking with Vic about that. So see, yesterday we was looking at the crowd, but then so I was telling her. I said, to be honest, I don't actually see people here. I actually see the spirits. So these kind of things, it kind of gives you the sense of how it's kind of like how it's vibe when spirits working together. So how they kind of like vibe things, they amplify that kind of love feeling. So it was probably one of the rare time that you see people gonna kind of like being generous and loving and caring to each other. No more, like but it's only for a day, right? As long as the pride finished, the marching finished, everyone's back to their true color again, which is I find this is unreal. So why people cannot just be nice and stay that way? Why they can always be nice because of some sort of like a movement, and then they become like they just go back to their own true color again. I was so wishing that all the people that are in our channel can have a day like that. Going out together is gonna be wonderful, but obviously that is difficult because everyone is in different country, so it's will be impossible. Oh, by the way, Zach, so you were talking about your friend contacted you. There are two like acquaintances contacted you, and that happens a lot. I'm not surprised. It actually happens to me too. I've got no, there's an old friend, but I actually met the person and his family yesterday in the Pride because they all went to the Pride. So I met them in the Pride and I had a very quick conversation. So that was okay. But another one, yeah, texted something. I can imagine what people are telling you. You know, like we should catch up. I say, yeah, of course, if you want to catch up. And then it just disappeared. And I was like you. I was thinking, what's the point? I'm not gonna, like ask. So what about the catch up? Because if people don't want it, then they didn't mean it. But to be honest, I'm thinking only people in indecent people do it that way because if I text someone, I say, "Hey, do you want to catch up, or like you want to get a coffee, or like doing something?" Then I tend to stick to what I say. Like, if I change my plan because of something else, then at least I will inform the person. But listen, I've got these things coming up, and I didn't expect that, for example. And so that is how. So so if you are decent people, you will know when someone is not decent. Hello, Rufina. Hi. I'm so glad that I can see of many new members, but I haven't had chance to talk to all the new one yet. And plus, some people they didn't leave the comment, so I wasn't sure. Yes. Hi, Rufina. Welcome to our channel where the magic happens. I do mean it. To be honest, see, I was talking with Vic yesterday, and she said that since she found my channel, it helps her a lot, especially that reading about the Google Map. So I'm thinking, thank you, Rufina. So yeah, so I was talking about because I met one of our members in because she's lives here. She actually near me. About since I started, so I actually told her the truth. I say, well, to be honest, I wasn't, I never knew what tarot was before, and I never learned. But for some reason, there's something. It's like something to do with the awakening when you went through it. It's like they give you the new abilities. Now, so depends on what you manifest, they will give you the compatible ability for you to create something for your next cycle. And I was lucky enough that I was given the ability to kind of like to feel things and see things. And that's the reason why I decided that I have to share this because if it's not a gift, then the best way is to share it. But we cannot be just merely selfish and keep it for ourselves because it doesn't give you more things anyway. And can you believe that see every morning, right? I kind of got my new routines now. The first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna boil water because I like to drink warm water in the morning. It's actually activate your throat chakra. If you do that at home, it will help you a lot. Like see that day your communications will be more um, spot on with other people. So trying to create that habit because I didn't do I knew that before, but I was kind of ignorant somehow. And plus, sometimes because when I was working, I tend to rush in the morning, so I didn't have time. But now I have time, so I tend to boil the water. Just you just need it warm, right? Don't need it hot, boiling hot. And I normally I will take two glasses of warm water, and then it will kind of like help me to do the reading easier. I find it easier for me. So like you warming up everything's inside your body and the throat chakra, and then I will look at the map of the sky, and I don't know where I see things, but obviously that I kind of like see things. Isn't it? It's weird. So it's not about what planet's gonna do something, but always kind of like s- seeing how it's gonna lay out, how it's gonna kind of like affect us. It must be. I think it must be. The new abilities that God gave me. It must be. But I'm really grateful to the work and the people that I know. I'm feeling. I've got that feeling that I'm so close to people. I can feel what people going through, and that actually helps me improve a lot with my things too. In the reading today, the last one was the Ace of Pentacle, and I remember there was another Ace of Pentacle in the last reading. So something tells me that there's something around the corner. Now, how we get to that corner and turn right or turn left? Yes, and to be honest, I have the feeling that the people that fly the channel is the people meant to connect with me, and I'm feeling that I'm meant to connect to people. It's like Victoria yesterday, she's moved from Edinburgh to Glasgow since 2019 or 18, but then the COVID, so she's literally was stuck at home and she doesn't know anything about the city and she doesn't have many friends yet. So I was like one of her first friend in Glasgow. So we meant to kind of like connect through the channel, and then we finally, like met each other yesterday, and she was really, really enjoying the whole experience yesterday because you going out. There's an event going on, and you actually have friends, so you actually have company, so you're not alone. And that is the three of pentacles I was talking about. See, the more you enter the new cycle, the further you go, the more you're gonna meet all the like-minded people, the new people, the one with the same um, ideas, with same mind. They share the same vision with you. That's the meaning of it. So like there are some people they're still going through problem at the moment, but if they let that problems to become their major priority, like the interesting I analyzed this morning, the slower they will let the blessings to come, and the slower they will gonna meet that opportunity, which can change their life and save them. Fro- So the right way of what we do now is keep like working toward what we want to reach or what we want to get. Don't let the problem to interfere. You still can multitask, so it requires a little bit of management skill here. But if you follow the goal, the new visions, then there will be a better chance that your old problem will be solved itself. You just have to understand the process. For example, I've just explained. If you chase your goal, your dream now, and multitask to deal with your problem when, for example, if someone divorcing at the moment, because I did a reading for someone that are going through a divorce at the moment, so I advise her the same thing. I say that you still can deal with that. Like make a plan when you meet the lawyers. Make kind of like organize your ideas how you want the lawyer to say, because you cannot just, if you want to win, you have to put in the work. You cannot say that you should pay the lawyer and then leave them and let them do it. You need to play part of it, and also because that is how you show your manifestations to the universe. So you need to kind of like write down the ideas of what you want your lawyer to say on behalf of yourself, and contribute that to the lawyer, so they know which way that you want them to go, and then they will do the rest. So you can make a plan, like when you meet them, make appointment, organize the idea by write down books, and when you've done all the work, like focus on what you need to do, um, the new things, because people tend to focus on the problem. If there is something going on, they will kind of like they jeopardize themselves. But there's no there's nothing saying that you have to be stuck to your problem, right? S- So by understanding, Rufina, if you understanding, if you understand the natures or how life works, you will not let problems to be your problem anymore. The fact is, when people focus on the problem, you will resist to change it, because problem created to stop you. The nature of high pretty, yes, it is. It is collective guidance. It's for everyone, any sign. Any problem in this life, doesn't matter what type of problem, work, money, career, marriage, relationship, whatever you name it, problem is created to show you something. It's either to show your weakness, which is the shadows that you have, so you have to work on that shadow, or it's created to stop you from getting where you're supposed to be. Now, in that case, normally it will be by the devil cards. So when we have a problem, the first thing we have to think is what the nature of the problem is about. What is for? Is this for restraining you from developing, or it's created to teach you something? There's only two ways. So as long as you know it, as long as you know the nature of that trouble that you're facing, then you will know which way, how to solve it. Well, pretty. The thing is, everyone has problem. Even the ones say they don't have problem, they still have problem. It's just a matter of how serious, and the problem that you're facing. And the seriousness of the problem is actually the level of your experience. If you much more experienced than other people, the same problem that you're facing with like other people, to you is nothing, but to people it's a big deal. It's never too late, sake, because like sooner or later there will be still something for you to apply your wisdom, because obviously life is It's actually the whole meaning of life is actually a challenge. So life was not created for people to enjoy like people think. Life is created for you to learn. Hi, Jay James. Nice to see you. Hi, hello. So pretty, I was talking with Pretty about, the level of problem is actually the level of your experience. If you think that way, for example, if you already had a heart broken before, now the second time, it wasn't the same anymore. Compared, so for example, I was never in love, and I've got the first heart broken, and you already had two hearts broken, three hearts broken, and you wouldn't feel the way I feel anymore. You would feel like it's nothing. It's a bit annoying, but because feeling is still feeling. Wow. So no one. So 67% has a blast. Oh no, it's 67. So not many people partying this week. Only me. I'm feeling guilty here. Oh, so hang on. Let's see what sex say first. So sex says that the moment involved passing her mom. Oh yeah, that is actually a different things because you will never get the same mom again, and mom is always something that no one can replace. It's something unique. So of course, like I can understand that. Um, but if you really believe that, um, now to me, life is actually where we come here to learn and to suffer. To be honest, I don't think life is something like heaven. When we finish complete all the tasks here and come back and reunite with the family, that is heaven. I believe that there is not another world, but it's like that's where all the spirits from. So your mom is always with you anyway, because sooner or later, r- actually when you still alive, both of you, then that is one of the best thing that you can communicate each other in through the body. But when you are the spirits together, you still can communicate exactly like the human being without having to speak, but you can hear that, you can receive that information, because I was talking to my dad, so I knew exactly how it works. So it's not really any type of language, but it feels like some sort of language. You can speak whatever you want, but you don't have to speak out loud. But you feel like you're speaking through the mind. It's kind of weird. I think I'm quite lucky to experience that. So I always believe that we here to complete things. So that's why we need to figure out how to complete it the easiest way. Because obviously we're smart, right? That's what scientists is about. We got the vision things about how to do things. The vision that other science normally don't have. But of course, that not all scientists can be, intelligent. There's a lot of stupid scientists, especially those in the central group. I did say that because they are really annoying. How to know the right instinct? It's very easy, pretty. The first thing you think of is the right one. Anything else tells you at the first place, the original thought of something, that is your instinct. Life is not that difficult if we really, really, take a moment to think of it, to give it like a proper thought. It's the same with when I first opened the channel. My thought was maybe I should give it a go, like all the readers out there. And then I kind of like keep fighting off. I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough for this and all these sort of things. And but I always loyal to what I believe. So my first thought was I should open a channel because I have the feeling that I can share more compared to other people. So that's the only reason that drive me to do it, and that is the instinct. So I always go with the first thought that I had. Wow, 57 people say no. I was hoping that people can, have because it's quite sociable time. You don't need a blast, but obviously that you kind of like out of the detached mood. You're ready to kind of like communicate, socialize. You're more open. Yeah. The original thought is always something that you need to take into consideration. Or the other way to recognize your instinct is if you between two options, right? You might want to give it maybe 2 or 3 days, and then go back to it, think about that again to see if you feel anything different. I'm not really sure what you ask about, Pretty, because I have the feeling that you are having feelings for someone and thing doesn't work, and then now you trying to kind of like making excuses uh, for what doesn't work. That is your stage at the moment, and I have the feeling that you choosing a wrong method of how you're dealing with things. So if you ask me, then I will give you my input because this is quite common. Most of the case when things doesn't work, expect well, when it comes to relationship or connection, you don't need to be in relationship, but most of the case that when it doesn't work, it means that it's not meant for you. Because knows everything, because I always know things pretty. That's my gift. I can just see through your situation. Um, but when thing doesn't work, it's always for a reason. You either don't need to know the reason, or if you want to know the reason, you can look further into what actually happening and analyze it to see why it's not meant for you. If you really want to know more, but for me nowadays, when it doesn't work, I call it a red. No, not I call it. People call it red flags. So in anything in life, not just relationship, even works, even family, the red flag things are the most important before you want to make decision on anything. Even just one small red flag, it's enough for you to stop and give a thought about it. But a lot of people choose to ignore the red flags, including me. To be honest, I had to admit that because I tend to see things, but sometimes because it's like and you choose to ignore the red flags. That is um the 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 symptoms of a shadow work that needs to be done again. And it did happen to me recently. So I was thinking, oh, hang on, like I ignore that. I should have noticed it, but because I chose to not to notice it. This is like very subconsciously things, right? And yeah, that's true, pretty. So the first thing I have to think is there are some things about the shadow works that I haven't. It's not about that I haven't done because I have completed all my shadows work. That's why I'm quite relaxed with myself. Um, but sometimes this shadow works is the work for life. Don't think that you completed it, you overcame it, then it won't come back because it's like cancer. You cure it, but it might still grow. So you always have to watch out and look for ourselves to see if we, because for some, a lot of times in life, right, when we too relaxing about something, when we too relax about things, we tend to let our guard off, like the reading I said today. Now that is when the shadows start to grow again, and that's when the devil's gonna smell it and try to sneak back in. Yes, say it's called the old soul. That's why when we're talking, communicating, even just through chat, I can feel you quite equally. It's just like a friend. It's just like an old friend. And I felt that with you, with Jolene. I felt that with um, a lot of people, Vic, Debbie. It's like these people. They all also, but that's why we connected. Now you know what you are also when you acquire material free because you knew it, you got it all before, and you knew that it doesn't give you happiness anyway. So you're gonna be material free, and a lot of things in life, even you never seen it before or never knew it before, but you felt like you knew it. Like me, I never did the tarot or learned tarot. As long as I pick up the tarot card, I can just read it, and I can read it like in a very odd way. I must have known this before. Now that is when you know an also. So yes, I agree. You are an also sick. Oh, and also is not about your age. It's not because you old in this life. You are because one life is only 1 year old. So you need 1,000 lives to be 1,000 years old. And we are kind of like a mature soul. It's like maybe 40, 50 years, something like that. I don't think we are really old yet, but we're getting there. We're getting to the level of how an old soul gonna be like. It's very kind of like high quality soul, but that's why you always attracted the devils because the devils love to attack. Because the old soul supposed to take more challenges, a bigger challenge compared to the young one. That's why the devils will have to do more power to get you, and that's why we tend to get more unfortunate events. That explain all right, Sek, if you agree with me. Oh, pretty. Thank you very much. Oh, maybe pretty because I think you're new to the channel. But if you were here with me for a while, you will see the way we work with each other here is totally different from other channel. It's I just meant to do it. To be honest, I cannot describe what I'm doing, but I'm just feeling that I'm meant to do it. Yes, I know. I can feel you since. Do you know as if someone ready to buy an extension for the reading? I know now. If you look back, there's a sign of desperation there. So it had to really to really shock you in a way that You have to seek for some sort of like spiritual growth. But I'm so glad I found you now. So I don't think things are gonna come back to us any longer in the future as long as we expose all the dangers and risks, then we'll be fine. So maybe that's why, since I have the feeling that there's a lot of like evil eye cast over our channel, but they kind of like scared because there are too many kind of like light workers in our channel. A lot of healers and light workers in our channels. A great one, a very high level one. You are one of them. So we have Jolene, we have Rita, we have Debbie, we have Mary, we have David, we have who else? We have Dee, Darlene, we have Grace, we have um, Dennis. Dennis is also a very good light worker. See, they say only an also can recognize an also. As long as you meet one, you will know one. That's why we always know. It feels like we know each other. Even this is the cyber world, but it's kind of like real. Yes, and to be honest, s- that's why I like this work because I'm supposed to share to help you guys, but actually by helping you, I actually helping myself too. So because I actually learn a lot of things through that, because a lot of times I was thinking, hang on, really, I do really say that, and and I got the bad habit that if I say that, then I will have to do that too. To be fair, because like you want to be a fair person. Right? You cannot just say things and then, oh, okay, let them do it. But I'm actually using that for myself too, and it actually helps me a lot too. So I'm really grateful to what I'm having now. We just need to increase the views, so I can start making money. Oh God. Anyway, I'm an also right. I'm material free. I'm not worried about that. So I was talking about the age, right? The age of the soul is not the age that we have here in this life. So it doesn't matter you 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever. This the whole life that you living is only 1 year for your soul age. No, it's not. It's nothing that really can confirm that, right? But I don't know why I always kind of like got that visions about things. It might be not 100%. Maybe 10 lives can is 1 year for the soul. It's just an example. But at least we have the um, the concept, the right concept. That is the most important. How many lives is a year for so it doesn't matter. There is some that basing on the quality of the soul and the age of the soul. Um, doesn't matter if even you are very young, like pretty. Even if you have the old soul or the high quality soul, you actually can be more inventive about things. All you need to know is some sort of clues and hints from the people like go before you with more experience, and you can like reinvent things. That is amazing about the soul. um yes, like anything that trying to repeat, it's because I keep saying that there's no coincidence in this life. Things always happen for a reason. It's like reminder. They're trying to remind you about things. If you really pay attention to things, you will see a lot of things going on every day. And normally, because you're rushing with life and why you get carried away with things, you didn't pay attention. Sometimes a bird trying to visit you, it's not a bird trying to visit you, say by your window. It's not because they like you. They use the birds to come to see, to check on you, to see if how you're doing. Can you explain bombarded with 3313 like what? It has to be some sort of numbers, but in a kind of like special situation context. Um, yeah, J James, that's what I like about to get connected to all of you here, because obviously that Pretty is still in the process of learning, very kind of like beginner level, but obviously that a lot of you like you, JJM, like Six, like Jolene, like Rita, like what else? Dennis, Mary. Uh, a lot of people they already went through things, and we all sum up, we all gain wisdom. So this kind of things allow us to kind of share that, to verify, to know that we're not alone, and that is actually very meaningful. Because let's say at one time I thought that I was the only one. I felt myself like a black sheep. That I don't think people gonna understand the way I see things. So in years and years, I don't really share what I think with people. But I'm into like all these astrology, astronomy. So I actually discreetly studying things myself, but I never share until now. And when I share this, I realize that a lot of other people also feeling the same things and going through the same process. So I'm so pleased that I know that I'm not a black sheep anymore. So now I'm a white sheep. This congratulations to myself. Uh, text and see the time. I wouldn't think that is something that you should be a too focusing on, because text. That's why I'm asking what situation. Text time reading books, because these number like repeated anyway. It's not quite something. It has to be something that, because you will know when the situation is different, when something special. You will know because it's meant for you. But if you keep seeing things repeatedly, but like without meaning, out of context, I'm not sure it's just something that you should focus on. That's a good thing, JJ. You can burst out with me. I'm actually happy to kind of like to hear stories from people, because that's how I actually learn about life. The best way about life is to learn from others' stories, because you don't want to go through the same shit, because life is already hard. You don't want to go through more challenges, right? You want to cut down challenges. So the only ways to cut down challenges is learning from your friends, your people, so we can cut down the unnecessary problem. But speaking about that, when things meant to happen, we can avoid it anyway. But if we have the wisdom, we will know how to control the effect of it. we we know how to not let it to affect our life in a negative way. We can alleviate the bad influences of the situation. So that's the only way we can do. But if it's meant to happen, you cannot avoid it. I mean, I keep telling my friends, we are actually only an avatar, and people don't believe it. They say, no, this is my life. This I can make my own decision. I say, no, you have no say in what you want to do. You only doing what they tell you to do. People don't believe it. That's why when they say, okay, that's enough, because you are stubborn, you don't want to listen to us, they will remove everything. And if they want to remove things from you, they can. Nothing gonna be left. They can take everything away if you don't have the right attitude. That's why I kind of learned to be more gratitude nowadays. Well, I'm always a nice person, but I must say that in the past when I was younger, I don't really feel like because I'm too confident. There is the universe, God, spirits, whatever you want to name it, pretty. That's why a lot of people they don't believe in these things, and one day when they get up, the house gone, the job gone, the lovers gone, empty-handed, shocked. It happens a lot. So when you see the red flags, it's a sign of you have to stop and figuring out where is the right way to go. If you don't, if you because you're curious, you want the lesson, you get in it, things bad thing happen, and then you cried. That's what happened. Yeah. So if you want to avoid things, as long as you see the red flags, you have to stop, give it some time. Don't rush making decision. Make sure that you feel it's aligned with your quest, your destiny. I have the feeling you still exploring things, but to be honest, make sure that you don't sink too deep into curiosity, because most of the mistake is about curiosity. We curious, Sagittarius, the most curious side. You want to explore everything. It's like you quite carefree. You're not scared of being hurt. So because you are so adventurous, you're not scared of being hurt. That's why you need to get hurt. So you know how it feels like. That's why people choose to ignore the red flags and the shadow works. It's the same as the story of someone wants to know how the flame, the fire, can burn their fingers. So they was kind of trying to touch the finger, the fire until it burned. Miss Temperance now. Oh, but J James, that's the thing. Even someone like me, so that's why earlier I think you were not here, but I was talking about. I thought that I've done all the shadow works already because obviously that I'm master things. But recently I did something that it kind of like shocked me because I was thinking, hang on, I thought I've completed it. I was so confident, just like you. But then I would think, but then I realized, oh, see, the shadow work is as long as we let our guard down, it will grow, it will come back, it will kind of like, so it's like the fight between the light and the dark. So our job is to control that shadow path to the level that it doesn't affect our journey. But as long as we kind of relaxed and forget about too relaxed and enjoying things and kind of like letting our guards down, it will sneak back in. And then so that's why I say, in everything what happening around us, we need to see, especially when you feel like something, it's like intuitively something wrong. It's like your sense telling you something here. The first thing we have to notice is if there's any red flags here. And when we see the red flags, the second thing we have to think is which area of shadow that it related to. When it when we can define the area of the shadow that red flags from, we will know how it get in, and then we can like stop it. So that is the most practical approach that allow us to be overconfident. But we have to do that revision work now and then. So I was too. So then I realized that because I was too relaxed, because I thought that I'm trying to expose what's coming in for people here, and I also learned that for myself. So I was a bit confident about maybe like this is can stop the 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 dark to come back, but it still comes as long as it sees the chance, even a very small chance. It will try to get back in. But that's why Seth was saying the two people are trying to contact and say let's catch up and then disappear. They smell something off guard. When they smell the off guard from us, they were trying to get back in. But then because the guard is actually up again, so they could say, okay, so it's not quite the time now. So we have to wait again. Now this is funny because this is the person might be innocent, but the devil and the angels, right? This is the fight between the light and the dark. It's gonna be forever. They transcended energy to people. So the devil will choose someone compatible with the dark magic and transcend it through that person to get back into your life. Angels also use the people with a nice soul, the light worker, whatever, the soulmate thing to transcend their soulmate thing. So that's why they work. They know how to create a soulmate for you just the right time when you need it. So before the energy transcended, the person is just a person. They might not have anything to share with you. But that's why the divine timing is all about divine timing. It takes some time for spirit to prepare a person, a soul, to get to that transcended when they supposed to see you. Because you only need them meet them when you really in the situations that some you transit into something else. I will get some water, guys, with me. Oh, okay. So I'm waiting for who's today. I want to see Jolene to see how she doing because she been quite. No, Jolene texted me yesterday. Oh, and then Crazy Eight, Pretty say. A week back, I was meditating, then I slept, and later I heard a voice and almost was in sleep paralysis. That was the scary thing. That's interesting. Do you remember what they say? I have never heard any voices, but I sometimes feel, like kind of like the conflict, the clashes between spirits when I'm sleeping. They're trying to sort out things or something like that, especially when you're fighting the spiritual connection with someone. It tends to happen around the full moon. Right. Okay. This I think that is the phenomenon of the sleeping pattern, the REM things. So it's a psychology things rather than spiritual thing. So because of if you say you were hurt deeply, so it's like it class as a very uh, eventful uh, trauma. And when we suffer from trauma, it tends to store into the subconsciousness, the memory, and that is how you witness is when you're sleeping. Because um, I think it's the REM period when the dreams kind of like being shuffling. So it's like nightmare things. So it feels like because you are still building up experiences, how to protect your your heart, your sentimental, um, how I say. So you need kind of like all these real experiences or knowledges to create the mechanisms for yourself. So you still in that process. So that's why, because you say you hurt deeply. That's why I know that you're still in the process to build it. Once you complete the mechanisms, building the mechanism of how to protect your heart, in the future, you might just open a certain area of your heart to people, so you won't be hurt deeply anymore. So that explains that you're going through the post trauma. They call it the post trauma. It's like some sort of like very eventful, very hurtful, painful experience, and it causes the panicking of and it store that experience in your subconsciousness, and that's why you see it at night in the dreams. And with a lot of people, if they can with if their mentality is not strong enough, they will keep repeating seeing nightmares. So meditating actually a very good solution because it helps you staying grounded. It helps you to kind of relax your thoughts. It allows your thoughts to come and go. You don't have to control your thoughts. I mean, the brain, the human brain is very complicated because the physical way it works complicated. Plus, it depends on the information you're downloading from the source. Each one will download a different things. Depends on their situation or what they're looking for. and depends on what they download, and it would create a different type of mentality. Wow, 70% people not having a blast weekend. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm trying to wait to see if Rita is on. Yes, JJM, to be honest, it's the theory that is actually an ideal solution, but I don't think any one of us can do things constantly. So the best way is to gain that knowledge, to gain that understanding about what's to come, what to expect, and learn how to get adapted, accept, and moving forward are two things to allow you to get adapted to anything. So we can only create something like a general rules and principles of how to do something, but we cannot and we shouldn't focus on making things 100% because that will create the control issue when want things constantly the way we want it to turn out like to be. It's create the control issue, and when you have control issues, obviously that they will have to give you a test again to see if you can pass it. Then it will cost us more time to deal with trouble. So ideally, I think if we learn how to relax, to allow ourselves to go with the energy of the universe, that is the best way that we can avoid bad things and allow new things to come faster. For example, one day, for example, like tomorrow, let's say Monday. Monday normally gonna be slow. I don't know where you are if the weather is good, but here, it's wind and rain all the time. It's crazy. It look gray and down, so Monday is gonna be miserable. Now, because it's miserable, I'm gonna switch myself into not miserable mood, a lazy mood, a relaxing mood, a chilled out mood. Maybe I would think about, of course, I have to finish my work, but then I would think about maybe doing something for myself, making a big jug of lemonade, for example, and ice, and then just relaxing and watching TV and eating some sunflower seeds. That is normal thing, small thing, right? Don't need. But if the energy is like in an action move or communications move, like Mercury, if then I want to utilize that energy. So I'm will think about the thing that I need to solve. But because I was lazy, for example, or procrastinate, for example, I'm gonna write to the lawyer. I'm gonna phone the housing. I'm gonna phone my friends, for example. If we make friends to make plan to do something, so that is the best way that we follow the energy of the universe, and I'm sure that everyone will be happy eventually. Because, for example, Monday is slow, it's miserable, it disaster, and you trying to push to do important things like paperwork, legal process. Obviously, that you against the energy, right? And you will kind of like fight. It's so much harder to do, and you not even like get the approval from people. That's what I'm talking about. So if we aware of how things going, the energy. That's why I analyzing zero energy because I think it's more important than reading the cards. When you understand what's going on. And that is true because like if the moon is coming over, and it's pulling the water, the tide, exhausts your body energy, everyone's tired. Then do you want to kind of like bring up the commitment, asking people to upgrade the relationship? No, you shouldn't. You wait for the sun to come out. Want people in a happy mood. It's just simple as that. Okay, dear. So I don't think that I can wait for other people. So we will have to wait until next Sunday. I think I'm gonna do what I just said. I'm gonna go and make a big jug of lemonade and watch TV and relax. I'm still tired after yesterday. My voice still a bit rustic. I think the reading today is. I was talking about the legal stuff. Um, I think it's gonna be in your favor. I think Tuesday or something. I can't remember, but if you watch the video again, I think I do mentions about you can do something about if you're in the legal process or your projects one. I think it's Tuesday. Tuesday is when Mercury trine with Saturn. Okay, Sex, enjoy your gym. I'm so jealous because I'm so lazy. I stopped going to the gym for 2 weeks. I miss it, but I don't know when I'm moving house. That's a problem. So I'm kind of like living in limbo. I don't want to pay for the membership now and then I'm moving. So it's kind of like frustrated me, but I don't have choice. So I just have to go with the flow. I will see you in the video and next Sunday. Have a good evening, everyone, and good night, Pretty. Goodbye, Sex. Goodbye, J James. And I see you in the clip. Leave me any messages if you want to say something. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.